The day Suge Knight tried to make Master P check in.
Yeah, I got a phone call from Suge one time. He's out of prison.
Turned into a showdown no one saw coming. Master P looked Suge right in the eye and said it plain.
Oh, he say Cal ain't big enough for me, him, and Puff.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, I say when you moving, because I just bought a house.
This is the story of how Master P walked into Suge Knight's world, refused to bow down, and ended up saving Snoop Dogg's life along the way.
Man, I grew up in the Galileo project.
right.
Ain't nobody gonna solve press me, man.
Right.
I don't care who you is.
Back in the late 90s, Los Angeles was ruled by three unstoppable forces: earthquakes, traffic, and Suge Knight. But while the first two only made you late for work, Suge could ruin your career, or worse. He was the shadow that hung over hip-hop, the man everyone feared to cross.
He was not scared of Suge Knight. They was terrified of Suge Knight.
Right.
I mean, terrified.
I know.
No, to death.
Suge Knight ran Death Row Records like a boss straight out of a movie. Ruthless, powerful, and untouchable. Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg were all under his rule.
Everybody else was scared of
Right.
everybody. That's when Suge Knight was the monster, the boogeyman.
Living in his world of fame, fear, and control. So when someone new came to LA and didn't check in, that wasn't just bold, it was dangerous.
Everybody at that time was deadly afraid.
That man was Master P. But Master P wasn't just another Southern rapper chasing West Coast respect. He was a whole different kind of hustler. Coming out of New Orleans, P had vision, grit, and business smarts sharper than Suge's intimidation game. Where Suge ruled with fear, P led with respect. Where Suge demanded loyalty, P inspired it.
I was working against the devil, and through the grace of God, Master P put a deal together.
Master P once said he was working against the devil, but with faith and focus, he built something powerful. His mission was clear. Artists should own their work and not be trapped by the record labels. That belief won him respect, but also enemies.
They spent all this money on your album and marketing, but wasn't getting no way out ass money. On No Limit
labels was
had
pimping
money.
everybody.
Everybody on No Limit had a house, a car, two in a bank account.
Suge Knight, Diddy, and Birdman all saw him as a threat, a man flipping the script and stealing that spotlight.
Puffy and them was rocking, but they wasn't getting no money like Master P was. Like, and I had been around they camp, I had been around Def Jam, I was on Death Row.
Master P founded No Limit Records, not just a label, but a movement. He paid his artists right, gave them credit and even ownership. No Limit wasn't about control, it was about freedom.
Seen all of the that supposedly had the money. Master P had the money.
True independence.
He had the money.
The energy spread fast, and soon the game was changing. Suge was used to being the king of the West Coast, but Master P wasn't backing down. He made it clear, No Limit was here to stay, and there would be no checking in under Suge's rule.
I've never been afraid of no man. You know,
I've never been afraid of no man, Master P once said, and he meant it. While Suge Knight was out there fighting battles and making enemies, Master P was quietly flipping independent hustle into generational wealth. By the time he set foot in LA, he wasn't just chasing dreams, he was already building an empire. But things got real when he set his sights on signing one of the biggest names in rap, Snoop Dogg.
I told Snoop, we the biggest company in the world now. If he needed a home, why not be with us?
At that time, Snoop was still under Death Row Records, but his world was falling apart.
So it's my job to keep that on top of the rap game. Ever since we've been in it, we've been on top, so I can't let us fall.
He just survived a murder trial. His partnership with Dr. Dre had ended, and Tupac was gone.
Years don't get much more emotionally trying than the one Snoop Doggy Dogg has just gone through.
The jury,
Surviving a murder trial.
not guilty of the crime of murder in the first.
Suge Knight, the man who once ruled it all, was sitting behind bars.
Death Row Records mastermind Marion Suge Knight has been in lockdown for violating state probation by beating the hell out of some guy at a Las Vegas casino.
By the late 90s, Death Row, once the mighty kingdom of the West Coast, was collapsing fast.
But Suge became too invested in hood politics that brought the business down.
Suge had built his empire with an iron fist, but now it was crumbling under lawsuits and chaos. By 1997, Death Row was hanging by a thread, and everyone knew the end was near.
Suge was in jail, but that doesn't mean Suge is not still coming out.
Snoop's career was tangled in bad management and broken promises.
My business was garbage back then, Death Row Records. I let them control everything because I trusted them and I felt like they wouldn't do me wrong. They put me in the game.
He was ready for a fresh start.
Everything was in Suge Knight's name. Business accounts was his accounts. Manager was his wife. Imagine all of that being twisted up like an octopus. On top of that, I was being just disrespected like, oh, he's whack.
And that's exactly what Master P offered him. No strings attached. Master P saw Snoop not just as a superstar, but as a symbol.
I told Snoop, we the biggest company in the world now. If he needed a home, why not be with us?
He told him straight, we represent the South and we're on top. Why not roll with us?
And that's when Master P stepped in and gave me a better situation.
I respected Snoop as an artist. I was a fan. I felt like Snoop needed a team.
The industry was in shock. Suge's golden artist was now teaming up with the Southern boss himself.
To me, Suge and Master P were the same kind of people.
Probably sell about 10 million this time.
Two brilliant, business-minded, Fortune 500 guys.
Of course, Suge wasn't about to give up his biggest name without a fight. He tried to keep Snoop under control, but Master P stood firm. This wasn't just business, it was survival.
Everybody at that time was deadly afraid of shit.
Everyone back then was terrified of Suge Knight, but not Master P. He didn't flinch, didn't fold, and didn't fear no man. In the end, Master P sealed the deal and changed hip-hop forever.
Master P went to go visit Suge Knight in the penitentiary and struck a deal.
That rope had to sell Snoop to keep the business rolling. No limit, we could make a business move like.
That was a business move like no other. Master P actually met with Suge Knight inside prison, sat down, talked numbers, and put real money on the table.
I met with Suge Knight and said, look, man, what you want for Snoop? I heard that you got a deal on the table.
The price for Snoop's freedom? A few $1 million. And P didn't hesitate. He even threw in extra cash just to make sure the deal went through clean.
Conversation, they got to understand it, worked out some numbers.
Told me what it was, and I put an extra $200,000 or $300,000 on.
Once the ink dried, it was official. Snoop Dogg was now a no-limit soldier. This wasn't just another record deal. It was a life-changing moment. When Snoop hit the stage for his first no-limit concert, the crowd went wild. Fans were hyped, cheering like never before. They were ready for a new era of Snoop Dogg.
I mean, he showed me how to put business because I hadn't had a record label. I was always talking that doggy style. But I didn't have no record label. Master P showed me how to put a label together, how to go get money.
Snoop kept the momentum going, jumping on tracks with Mystical and building a new lane for himself. Master P helped him bounce back financially and creatively.
I wanted $3,500 because I was broke and I was just like, could he get some money? P gave me a check for $35,000. All right, he put another zero on that motherfucker. It's my kind of.
By 1999, Snoop dropped his second No Limit album, Top Dog, and it blew up the charts.
We own it now.
I was like, ooh, I wanted to get on it, but damn, it wasn't my album, it wasn't my song.
I don't wait no limit, I ride for the company.
In total, he dropped 3 fire albums under Master P's label.
I did 3 albums with Master P.
3 albums?
Yeah, when I left Death Row Records, I signed with No Limit Records, which was the hottest rap label in the industry.
This is true.
When I signed with No Limit Records, they was the hottest.
Each one a statement that Snoop was back and better than ever. But then came the twist. Snoop wasn't just switching labels. He was planning to drop a diss track aimed light at Suge Knight and Death Row. After signing with No Limit, Snoop wanted to call out the label that once made him a star. He even had a title in mind, F Death Row, a full-blown message to his old boss. To Snoop, it was about letting out years of frustration, but Master P saw danger written all over it. Suge still had loyal people on the streets, and dropping that diss could have sparked real chaos. P knew this wasn't just music, it was survival. The beat was ready, the lyrics were locked in, and Snoop was fired up to record. But Master P stepped in, calm, cool, and wise beyond his years. Don't do it, he told Snoop, not out of fear, but out of foresight. Releasing that track could have ended Snoop's career. Or worse, P made the call. No diss, no drama.
Master P, he had a plan for us. He ran down what he thought that should happen as far as music, albums, movie.
In that moment, Master P didn't just save Snoop's image, he might have saved his life. Even Snoop himself has said that Master P's advice kept him safe when things could have gone bad fast. Back then, leaving Death Row wasn't just a business move, it was a rebellion. And in that world, rebellion could turn dangerous fast. Then came the infamous I Got the Hookup comedy jam in 1998 at Universal City. The energy was off the charts, the crowd crowd was sold out and the show was pure fun on stage. But backstage, it was a whole different story.
So in 1998, Master P did a I Got the Hook Up comedy jam at the Universal Amphitheater in Universal City, California.
I'm a big fan of Master P, and I'm just looking forward. He's just constantly breaking his...
Snoop was chilling in the green room, enjoying a calm moment until 7 men dressed in black, known death row affiliates, surrounded him. In an instant, the mood flipped, and it felt like all that tension from the past had come crashing back.
Went on the stage, and Dogg got left.
He was in the green room.
This is what happened. But we sitting on the inside. Death row guys walk up. So we chopping it up. 5 minutes later, it's about 7 of them around me. I ain't paying attention. So the soldiers then went on stage. Now I'm back here talking to these deaf about myself.
One of the men leaned in close to Snoop and whispered, "You owe Suge an apology." Snoop blinked and asked for what?
We end up yapping and yapping and yapping. They talking behind my ear. So I'm like, let me holler at you. So now they were like, "You owe Suge an apology." I'm like, "Suge? Like what?"
Before he could even react, a punch came flying, missed by inches, and chaos exploded instantly.
Maybe Snoop was talking crazy to them and they called him slipping.
Hey, now I'm back here talking to these death row niggas about myself. Try to take off on me. Whoa, he missed. I get out of there.
Word shot across the venue to the rest of Master P's crew on stage. Without hesitation, they dropped their mics and rushed backstage. Camouflage shirts and red bandanas filled the hallway as everything turned wild. Chairs were flying, fists were swinging, and the air was thick with tension and noise. It was complete madness.
They literally ran off the stage in the middle of the performance.
And boom, and everybody was like running out the gate, so we run out.
DJ's got the record spinning. There's gunshot.
Police stormed the building with sirens blaring, guns drawn, and helicopters circling overhead. In the middle of the chaos, Snoop ran straight into the hands of the cops. Nobody knew what had just happened. Rumors spread fast that Death Row's crew had jumped him, and everyone was scrambling to find out the truth.
They didn't know where Snoop was. They're screaming, "Where the Snoop? Snoop, all right." The 20 cops aiming shotguns at them. They're screaming back, "You all need to get on your knees. Everybody on your knees." And they're like, "We ain't getting on our knees."
When the dust finally settled, some people were in cuffs, others had vanished into the night, and somehow Snoop and Ray J ended up locked in a holding cell together, like they just walked onto the set of a wild prison drama.
They take me and my cousin Daz to jail, and when we get in there, Ray J's in there. So we spend 4 hours in jail with Ray J. I ain't making this up, man.
It was pure insanity. But one thing became crystal clear that night. Master P was not to be messed with. He proved he wasn't just a rapper or a businessman. He was a true leader. No Limit wasn't just a record label. It had become a shield, a movement, a family.
No Limit did prove to Snoop that we had his back.
He's not with Death Row no more. He's with No Limit. Nobody's messing with Snoop.
After that chaos, Snoop was No Limit for life, and Master P went full throttle with his empire. He didn't slow down, he leveled up. Music was only the first step. Then came the movies. No Limit Films burst onto the scene with hits like I Got the Hook Up and Hot Boys. Then came a massive $10 million deal with Trimark. Studios didn't just want Master P in their movies, they wanted him running them.
1999, we want to expand our brand, so we did action movies, and we were able to sell that in about 30 different territories.
And that's how Master P got a $10 million 5-picture deal with Trimark. Nobody in hip-hop was doing that. Nobody.
We expanded, and just might see me on Scream 3 too.
And then came one of his wildest moves yet, wrestling. That's right, Master P brought No Limit to WCW, making 2 high-profile appearances and cashing in millions. He didn't care about championship belts. He cared about stacking wins and securing the bag. That's the Master P blueprint right there. Pivot, elevate, dominate.
And if that wasn't enough, he even made a legit run at the NBA. The Toronto Raptors gave him a preseason shot, and he was out there balling with Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady, holding his own and proving once again there really was no limit to what Master P could do. That $3 million NBA contract was this close to happening until front office politics froze the deal. Still, think about it. Master P went from rap battles to running drills with NBA legends. Who else does that?
Had a $3 million 1-year deal on the table. And the next day, they decided to go a different direction because Vince Carter, agent Tank, had got in trouble.
Through every high and low, he never folded and never faked it. While Suge Knight's empire fell apart under ego and chaos, Master P kept building, brick by brick, with vision, patience, and real strategy. That infamous check-in moment proved it all. They picked the wrong man to test. Master P didn't just survive Suge Knight's shadow, he walked through it and came out crowned. By the early 2000s, Suge Knight was sitting behind bars, still talking like he ruled the streets. In a heated prison interview, Suge went off, claiming that Death Row didn't just inspire Master P, but that P was trying to copy him. He said P moved from New Orleans to Texas, then to the Bay, and finally landed in LA, and that's when things got real.
If you got ran out of there, you went to the Bay. Once you get on the West Coast, shit get real on him.
Suge mocked Master P, saying he didn't have real muscle behind him and that he was never really about that life. But he didn't stop there. He started throwing shade at No Limit's entire catalog, bragging that Death Row had classics like The Chronic, Doggy Style, and All Eyes on Me, while saying nobody in prison was bumping No Limit. He even claimed Master P never came to visit him in prison and said he only loaned Snoop Dogg to No Limit.
You lied and said you came to visit me in prison, which you never did. You said you got Snoop for me, which you never did. I sold Snoop bitch ass to Priority Records and Brian Turner.
But Sug's rant wasn't just trash talk. It was a desperate grab to protect his legacy. He mocked No Limit's tank logo, the chains, even took personal shots at how P raised his kids. The irony? While Suge was behind bars clinging to the past, Master P was out there creating music, building businesses, and producing films that were shaping the future. Sug's words revealed more about his insecurities than P's success. He accused Master P of everything: stealing Tupac tracks, copying female artists' ad-libs, even buying his own albums to fake success. But here's the truth. Whether or not P borrowed any inspiration from Death Row, he outdid it. No Limit artists got paid. Death Row artists got pain. No Limit pushed ownership. Death Row pushed fear and lawsuits. So maybe Suge was right in one sense. Maybe Master P did want to be like Death Row, but only in the way a student wants to outshine the teacher. And in the end, that student built an empire that still stands. But Suge Knight wasn't the only heavyweight Master P had to face in the game. Down in the South, another rivalry was brewing: Master P versus Birdman. In the 90s, New Orleans wasn't just cooking gumbo, it was cooking up history. Two powerhouse labels were shaping the sound of Southern hip-hop: No Limit Records and Cash Money Records. On one side stood Master P, a hustler from the Calliope Projects who took his grind to California and built the unstoppable No Limit empire in Richmond. On the other side were brothers Brian Birdman Williams and Ronald Slim Williams, founders of Cash Money Records out of Uptown's Magnolia Projects. The stage was set: two kings, two empires, one city, and the South was never the same again.
I had people talking to me and they said, Cash Money's looking for a distribution deal, and I was prepared to do it. But P was really serious about not letting us sign Cash.
He said, yeah, if you sign those guys, there's going to be big problems.
Both camps came up around the same time, 1991, and both had something to prove. They had vision, hunger, and a chip on their shoulder. But even though they were neighbors in New Orleans, they were never friends.
And he ended up signing with Universal.
It was the way it was supposed to happen. These guys went and built something that was supposed to be a part of Southern hip-hop.
While Master P was out there mastering the independent grind, selling tapes out the trunk, building a street empire and stacking millions, Cash Money was slowly cooking up its own movement.
Early on, Birdman's camp signed local artists like Kilo G, UNLV, and Pimp Daddy, giving Cash Money a strong neighborhood buzz. But everything changed when they brought in Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Turk, BG, and producer Manny Fresh. That lineup was the magic formula to turn Cash Money into a serious threat.
We got too comfortable with being at the top.
Master P was working on everything but music, which he seemed to be fine.
Meanwhile, Master P was transforming No Limit into a powerhouse. He brought in his brothers, Silk the Shocker and C Murder, then signed Mia X, one of the toughest female rappers in the game, and locked in KLC and Beats by the Pound to craft that unmistakable No Limit sound. Soon, the label became the heartbeat of New Orleans hip-hop, pulling in talent like Mystical, Fiend, Kane and Abel, Mr. Servon, and Soulja Slim.
By the Pound
got into a little beef with P.
They felt they were worth more. Percy was also very...
But this wasn't just local success. P took it national. He landed a legendary distribution deal with Priority Records, an unheard of 85-15 split in his favor. No Limit was dropping albums non-stop, flooding the streets and making millions every year. Back in New Orleans, Cash Money was heating up, but didn't have the same machine behind them yet. They were moving units regionally through Southwest Wholesale, but needed a major label to take their sound nationwide. That's when things got real interesting. At one point, Master P and his camp sat down with Birdman and Slim to talk about a possible No Limit Cash Money partnership. Imagine that.
You got Cash Money following the blueprint that Master P laid out.
They were kind of grinding in a parallel state with No Limit, but P was kind of away doing his.
Two empires under one banner, but the meeting fell apart quick. Too many differences, business, street, and ego made peace impossible. Then came the tension. When Priority Records showed interest in signing Cash Money, Master P allegedly stepped in and shut it down. In New Orleans, P was Calliope Projects, Birdman was Magnolia, and those lines ran deep. That wasn't just neighborhood pride, it was personal. P wasn't about to help a rival from across the city climb onto his level.
From the ground up and work our way to the top. We don't have no limit.
P was like, some of us ain't gonna make it.
I have to really change my life.
That move lit a fire under Birdman and his crew. In 1998, Cash Money struck gold, landing a massive distribution deal with Universal Records. The deal, an 80-20 split and a $30 million advance up front.
But it was a great first deal. He got to own his masters, which was a wonderful thing. It was an 80-20 split, if I remember correctly. It did grow to be an 85-15.
That same year, Juvenile dropped 400 Degrees, and suddenly the whole world was shouting high. Cash Money went national, and Southern hip-hop had officially taken over. But No Limit wasn't about to sit quietly. Master P fired back with his own power move.
I was able to get an 80-20 deal and do this. Now, you got all these other companies coming. You building and creating all this other wealth so we can help our communities and our culture.
Signing Snoop Dogg, fresh out of his messy death row contract, and locking in the South once again under the No Limit banner. The battle for the crown of Southern hip-hop had just begun. Snoop wasn't just a West Coast legend. He was a statement, a symbol, a win for Master P in the South. His signing proved that No Limit wasn't just local, it was nationwide. That same year, No Limit went full throttle, dropping 23 albums and selling over 15 million units, raking in around $23 million. For a while, both No Limit and Cash Money ran the airwaves and the streets like kings. But then tragedy struck. Soulja Slim was killed, and the empire that once ruled the South started to slip. By 2004, No Limit was in decline, weighed down by lawsuits, internal tension, and a market that had become oversaturated. The same hustle that built the label now seemed impossible to sustain. Meanwhile, Cash Money evolved. Lil Wayne took the reins and launched Young Money in 2009, signing future superstars like Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Tyga. Suddenly, the South wasn't just running hip-hop, it was running the world. A new dynasty was born, and it carried Birdman's legacy into a whole new generation. But the rivalry between No Limit and Cash Money was never just about music. It was deeper than that. It was about pride, hustle, neighborhoods, and legacy. Master P may have built the door, but Birdman kicked it off the hinges. At the heart of it all, though, was this. Master P and Birdman never saw eye to eye. Not in business, not in philosophy, not in how they moved. Master P played chess, thinking 10 steps ahead, planning every move. Birdman played dice, taking risks and letting the streets decide. Both became legends, but they built very different empires.
If Master P laid the foundation, Birdman built a skyscraper right next door and didn't ask for permission. Their rivalry wasn't loud, but it was real. And for the artists caught between the two, loyalty wasn't just a choice, it was survival. Now let's talk about how Master P changed the entire music game. If we're talking about someone who flipped the industry without scamming artists, who turned the system upside down and made sure his people got paid, you better put some respect on his name. Born Percy Miller in New Orleans, Master P didn't come into the game with luxury or luck. He came with grind.
grit, and game. Before hip-hop was obsessed with flashy cars and big labels, P was in the streets, selling tapes from the trunk of his car, city to city, hand to hand, like a lyrical hustler on a mission. While other artists begged for record deals, Master P built his empire from the pavement up, brick by brick, until he went from the block to the boardroom. Then came the moment that changed everything. 1996, when Master P inked one of the most legendary, unheard of deals in music history. When Master P walked into Priority Records, he didn't just get a deal, he made history. He left with an unheard of 80-20 split, 80% for him, 20% for the label. That wasn't just rare, it was robbery in reverse. In a world where most artists were lucky to see 10%, P flipped the entire system. He didn't just secure the bag, he bought the factory that made the bags. While everyone else was chasing hits, Master P was making history. Even Snoop Dogg once said there was no real money in rap until Master P showed the world the business side. Death Row might have had the power, but No Limit had the money. P gave his artists homes, cars, respect, and most importantly, fair pay. No shady contracts, no fake promises, just loyalty and real business. Most rappers waited for labels to promote them, but not Master P. He was the label. He paid for his own marketing, hit the road himself, and pushed CDs like they were gold bars. He knew his worth and made the industry pay it. P even dropped $25,000 to hire Michael Jackson's lawyer to lock in that Priority deal, and it paid off big time. Every dime he made from his small record store went right back into promoting his music, from BET to VH1, radio spots, and in-store posters. P covered every inch of ground himself. By the time his music hit a new city, he'd already been there, leaving gold tank footprints everywhere he went. When his album Ice Cream Man dropped, it didn't just go gold, it exploded like fireworks over Bourbon Street. Over 500,000 copies sold, and P kept 80% of the profits and 100% of his masters. That's not just hustle, that's legacy building. But success made the industry nervous. Priority Records was barely seeing crumbs and tried to hit P with fake marketing fees, $200K here, $300K there, for work he'd already done himself. P saw the game instantly. Instead of complaining, he played chess, not checkers. He told Priority he was launching a new label, a fresh No Limit Records imprint that needed extra funding to promote new artists. That money, he flipped it right back into his own campaigns. The game might have belonged to the labels, but the hustle, that belonged to Master P. While other companies robbed their artists blind, P handed out vision. He didn't just sign rappers, he turned them into bosses, CEOs, and brands. He proved that the streets didn't need to be exploited to find success. That's the real flex, independence. Master P didn't just make money from rap, he made rap make money.